Hi crafty folks, Amy here, and today I have another idea to use up some of that pattern paper, which also includes some die cutting and embossing. So here I have this canopy leaf die from Crafty Meraki. I have a piece of scrap pattern paper and this deck planks 3D embossing folder from altenew. Now here are some photos of the finished card. I'm so pleased with how this turned out, and it really was so simple, and it gave me an opportunity to use up some of my pattern paper, which, let's be honest, I have entirely too much of. So how I created it was I first of all opened this brand spanking new die, and I decide which one of the dies that I want to use. And for this composition, I wanted to keep it relatively clean and simple, but I am going to use this bigger die cut. And I have this panel which is cut down slightly smaller than A2 size, so it's probably 4 inches by 5 1/4, so there would be a white border on an A2 size card base. But I used my low-tack mint tape and ran this big die on this pattern paper through my die cutting machine. And it created this amazing, beautiful, detailed die cut. And I have this other piece here that I'm just going to set aside, and you'll see how I use that in a moment. But I'm using the mint tape to pull it out from the die, and it does have a very delicate stem, so you want to be careful pulling that out because it is rather delicate. So to take it a step further, I decided to spritz the back of the pattern paper or the front. I haven't quite decided which way I want to use it yet here, kind of flipping back and forth. But I do spritz the pattern paper with some water just to help it really kind of take the pressure of this 3D embossing folder when it goes through my embossing machine. And you can see here the amazing design that comes through, and I'm still stuck with which side I want to use. I'm not really sure, so I put it up next to the card base and let the white shine through, and ultimately I decide on using the debossed side of the embossing folder with the more decorative side of pattern paper. So here I'm doing the same thing, deciding which side of the die cut piece I want to use, and I ultimately decide to go with the side that matches the front. So I attached the embossed panel directly to a card base that's 110-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, and then I'm using my Artist Tack micro dots here just to kind of deal with this fiddly die and put adhesive all over the back of it. That's just an easy way to kind of deal with these little thin delicate dies, and honestly the reason I got this stuff, it works really well. So I'm just kind of using the piece of the outer piece of the micro dots just to really press that down into the cardstock so that it adheres well. And then I'm using my die cut sentiment book here to figure out how I want to finish the card. And I have all these amazing sentiments from LDRS Creative. It's a small business in Michigan, and I grabbed a couple of those, one for the front and one for the inside. The stamping is in gray, which I feel like goes with the color well, and I like adding a little bit more white into the design. So the one for the front, I'm going to use these mini foam strips, which I get from Amazon. I will link them below with all the other products that I used. And I'm just going to use that to kind of pop it up on the front of the card, and then I will adhere the other one flat on the inside of the card. And basically that's it. So it was a really fun way to kind of use up some of my pattern paper and create a really clean and simple but easy design with dimension and interest, and even this little surprise die cut on the inside of the card. So really easy, came together quickly. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. It really does help me out a lot. It encourages YouTube to kind of share my videos around with others. So I really appreciate it. And I will link all the products that I used in the video description box below. And when you follow those links, it really helps me out as well, because it will give me a small commission at no additional cost to you. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.